Hi, everybody. Dorothy here, Professional Astrologer. You can find me on the web, nhastrologer.com. If this is your first time here, I will be doing the weekly forecast, and I usually focus on a couple of things throughout this whole week, which begins with September 7th. And I'm going to focus on a few things, tell you how to use it, and the main big news, there's big news. You probably know already, Mars retrograde in the sign of Aries. So I'm going to talk to you about how that is and what we can do to use that. I'm a very optimistic astrologer. I'm not going to throw fear at you, but I mean, I know what's real, but I'm going to give you practical ways to use these things. So let's just get started. All right. So with the moon in the sign of Taurus since Sunday evening all the way into Monday and part of Tuesday. That moon in Taurus is very earthy, very grounded, helps us to feel more solid, right? In a time period where things can be quite up in the air. That's what we have going on for Monday and Tuesday. And I'm going really fast through that because I just want to get to Mars retrograde. And that happens on Wednesday, the 9th. Eastern time zone is at 6:22 p.m. It goes retrograde, 28 degrees of Aries. So that means for a whole week before and a good whole week after September 9th, Mars is stationary. He's not moving at all. He's really just sitting still. So what does that mean? That can stir up frustration and anxiety because we don't feel like things are moving. We're going to feel impatient, and there's going to be out in the world and maybe even within you just feeling kind of crabby and grouchy, pissed off, just angry. Just, I don't know, how optimistic is that, right? But these are the true feelings that we have going on inside of us when this is the transits that are in the sky, right? The last time Mars was retrograde in the sign of Aries was in August and September 1988. So you're going to look back and see, what were you working on? What were you redoing? What were you processing at that period in time? Because over the next 9 weeks, September 9th, all the way to November 14th, Mars will be retrograde. We have similar energies going on. It probably is happening in a similar area in your chart. The first link here, if you're on YouTube, up top is going to be the full Mars and Aries forecast and where, if it's, what houses it's in for you. So go ahead and follow on to that. I'll have it as the next video after this one. So right now we're in it. Mars is in Aries. Mars is stationary and goes retrograde on September 9th. So what's your internal journey about? This is not the time to start new big projects. It just isn't. It's about getting in alignment with what you've already started. If you have to start projects, you have to start them. I get it. But I want you to, work on little projects, start little things if you feel it's necessary. But what we really want to do with this Mars and Aries is to, take that focus and go in. Have you, and reconsider where you've been taking action. Reconsider what your passions are. It's always good to, slow down and check in with yourself to see what's going on. Have you gone too far? Have you gone too fast? And now you feel you're out on that ragged edge. Now that's where growth happens, right? Ask Uranus. He can tell you all about it. But this Mars in Aries is saying, okay, now that it's retrograde, it's saying, whoa, let's take our time to figure out what's going on. And again, we have nearly 9 weeks of it. And this week is the week. It is stationary, which is why I started right off with, we might feel frustration, irritation, pissed off, angry. We're not sure why. Anxiety shows up like that too. Somebody just beeped a horn really loud. I've been working on Aries all morning and just writing the forecast. This looks orange in my video, but it is red. But the fire trucks and the ambulances, and I don't live in a big city, but they've been flying by all morning, and it's like craziness. But it's just what we expect at this juncture in the astrology forecast these days. So take your time with this. I want you to really focus in on what those projects are and what it is that you want to do, right? But to take your time and start to evaluate. Now, we have a lot of cardinal energy, especially at the end of the week, once the moon gets into the sign of Cancer. And you can read the details on the written forecast. Again, that link's going to pop up top too, and it's in the written below, in the written text if you're on YouTube. And so I have that in my blog, all these specifics. But when the moon gets to Cancer on the weekend, and then when we get to Saturday, Jupiter is going direct on Saturday. Let me get the date, the 12th. And then when he goes direct, it's at 8:41 p.m. Eastern time, but Jupiter is stationary. He hasn't moved 1 degree in a very long time because he is the biggest behemoth out there, right? And he is the benefic, but he is going direct. So he's stationary too. So this is a week where we can feel a little bit of frustration, because one planet is stationary going retrograde, the other one is stationary going direct. We have all the other planets catching up this month in September. We have all the other Capricorn planets going direct. The point is like we have a lot going on this week. Moon in Cancer on Friday and Saturday. A lot of cardinal energy. Again, we're going to be feeling like the cardinal energy represents movement, initiating. We're in a waning lunar phase. We don't want to do that. We've got Mars retrograde. We want to take our time to process things. Jupiter's stationary. It's not moving yet. And when it does, it's going to start applying to Pluto, which will create deep transformation. And then it's applying to Saturn. It won't catch up with Saturn until it moves into Aquarius at the end of the year. But in the meantime, September, this week, and all of September is a week where we're needing to slowly chip away at what's important for you to chip away at. Slowly work towards things that are important for you. If you have anxiety and anger inside that is bubbling to the surface, which the retrograde of Mars may do, not for everybody. If you're born with Mars retrograde, this is your time. You are going to be more in alignment with this retrograde energy than others. And again, depending on what house it's in and what other planets it connects for you, will give you that additional information. You know how to find me if you need like help with the reading. That's my profession. I'm here for you. So what do we want to do with this? Here's a project. Here's an idea which can give you, maybe inspire an idea for you on what I mean by all of these things this week. And even throughout the next 9 weeks while Mars is retrograde. Jupiter stationary in Capricorn. Jupiter's education. Capricorn is the foundational pieces of education. Mars wants action, but now that it's internalized and retrograde, we have to take our time. I have a ton of different like teaching projects that I'm trying to solidify. This is the time I'll be putting everything all together over these next 9 weeks. And even further, but that's a project. If you've been working through some sort of course, college course, extra course, whatever it is, and you need to review your work so you can go take another test to get recertified, or if you failed a test and you want to take it again because you just didn't quite have your head in the game, take this time to learn, to study, to practice, to get something initiated that may have not worked before, but you have the opportunity to do that now. These are some of the ways we can use all of the energies that are going on this week and even further. And again, go to that Mars in Aries video, but look back to 1988, that summer, the late summer of 1988. Mars went retrograde early in Aries. He did pop back into Pisces for a little bit, but it was like not the same degrees it's in now. But the thing is, that is when the last time it was retrograde in the sign of Aries. So that is going to be significant for you. All right. Significant for all of us. If you're old enough, that's true. If you're a kid, well, just look and take a look. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. Please come and join me here, Patreon. On Patreon, I have at least 6 a month live interactions with you guys. So it's like little mini classes and talk about the aspects that are going on, whether it's new moon, full moon, what's going on weekly. You'll get additional information on this weekly forecast if you come and join me on Patreon. And I appreciate your love and support. And please share this in your social media groups. That's the only way it gets spread. Anyways. Spread it. I love it. Thank you guys. I'm being aggressive. My Mars is in Aries, and I have red on to embody it. It's in the 12th house. So I'm wearing my mala beads that are skulls. My Mars in Aries is in the 12th house, indeed. Yes. Yes, I'm not a very aggressive person, but these times of year, when it's in Aries like this, there's a lot to be done. I'll do my best. All right, guys, thank you very much. And I always comment and I always respond to everybody's comments below. So I'll see you soon. Blessings and namaste.